M.O.V.E. From Black Liberation to the Philadelphia Siege by Jihad Zenith Founding and Philosophy. The M.O.V.E. organization emerged in 1972 in Philadelphia under the leadership of Vincent Leaphart, known as John Africa. Born from the broader currents of the Black Liberation movement, M.O.V.E. drew influence from figures such as Malcolm X and the revolutionary self-defense strategies of the Black Panther Party. John Africa's worldview promoted self-determination, natural living, and uncompromising defense against oppression. Members adopted the surname Africa to affirm unity, reject colonial identity, and embrace natural heritage. Their communal lifestyle rejected much of mainstream American society, prioritizing raw foods, natural remedies, spiritual connectedness, and independence from government systems they believed were destructive to Black life. Primary goals: 1. Uplift the Black community, securing social, political, and economic power. 2. Promote self-sufficiency, freedom from exploitative systems. 3. Combat systemic racism and state repression, including the right to defend themselves. 4. Protect future generations, raising children outside harmful societal influences, escalating brutality, and the turn to self-defense. Although the movement began with grassroots community advocacy, the Philadelphia Police Department soon labeled M.O.V.E. a threat. Confrontations intensified. Police harassment, heavy surveillance, raids, arrests, and frequent intimidation. Eviction attempts. Authorities cited nuisance codes to force M.O.V.E. from their communal homes. Violent raids, repeated armed enforcement deepened M.O.V.E.'s belief that their very existence was under attack. On August 8, 1978, police attempted to evict M.O.V.E. from their Powelton Village headquarters. Gunfire erupted in a chaotic exchange. Officer James Ramp was killed, though M.O.V.E. asserted he was struck by police fire, not theirs. 9 members, the M.O.V.E. 9, were sentenced to life terms, a hallmark moment that solidified M.O.V.E.'s identity as a people at war for survival. Fortifying their homes and embracing armed self-defense became for M.O.V.E. a matter of necessity rather than choice. The siege and bombing of 1985. By the mid-1980s, tensions escalated to historic proportions. The standoff. In May 1985, police targeted M.O.V.E.'s row home on Osage Avenue over alleged weapons violations and building code issues. The bomb. When armed assault failed to force surrender, a police helicopter dropped a bomb made of C4 and Tovex onto the roof, the first and only aerial bombing by U.S. police on civilians. The fire. Instead of extinguishing the blaze, officials ordered firefighters to let the fire burn. The flames spread rapidly, reducing an entire residential block to rubble. 61 homes destroyed, 250 residents displaced. The human toll. 11 people inside the M.O.V.E. home were killed. 6 adults and 5 children, among them Netta, 12, Tree, 14, Phil, 11, Delisha, 12, and Tommaso Africa, 9. Only 2 survived. Ramona Africa, who later served as M.O.V.E.'s spokesperson. Bertie Africa, Michael Moses Ward, age 13 at the time. Aftermath and legacy. The M.O.V.E. bombing sparked global outrage. For many, it stands as one of the clearest demonstrations of militarized policing used against a Black community on U.S. soil. Investigations deemed the city's actions reckless, yet no police or officials were criminally charged. Survivors and neighbors received civil settlements, though far from sufficient to restore what was erased. The M.O.V.E. 9 were gradually paroled between 2018 and 2020 after decades behind bars. Ramona Africa, despite significant injuries and long imprisonment, continued speaking publicly on government violence, political prisoners, and the enduring struggle for liberation. M.O.V.E. remains active today, reduced in numbers but unbroken in message. Conclusion. The M.O.V.E. organization began as a community seeking independence, dignity, and the right to live naturally, yet their pursuit of freedom was met with overwhelming state aggression. The 1985 bombing remains a tragic landmark in U.S. history, symbolizing what can happen when Black self-determination is seen as a threat rather than a right. M.O.V.E.'s story forces a question America still struggles to answer. Why is a strong, self-sufficient Black community so feared? The lessons written in the ashes of Osage Avenue remind us that the fight for liberation is ongoing, and that those who dare to build their own freedom often face the fiercest opposition.